production. Good evening, gentlemen. This is Sir Yeetus, and I feel obligated to make this topic today based on the scenario that I was in, the situation that I was in, that really pissed me off. It really pissed me off today. I'll definitely explain soon because what I've heard and what I was arguing about today literally proved that men are expendable. Society really gives no fucks whatsoever, of the well being of men. If you are not expendable 24/7, if you can't produce 24/7, then you are useless in society's eyes. But I will get to it in a bit because currently it really pissed me off. It really did. Based on what I've heard, there's just the audacity of these people saying this about men. It is definitely appalling. But before I begin, I'm gonna go through the comments right quick. Alan Herman, what happened? Oh, this is something that I was talking about at the bar, which really pissed me off. I'll explain a bit. And this is, I'm not joking at all. Like I am as serious as I've ever been. The audacity of these motherfuckers to talk about men in a certain manner. And of course, I can't go 100% because they will be quick to call you a misogynist or a advocate of patriarchy, whatever made up name they want to give men these days for speaking the truth. Unfortunately, I can't go 110% because you'll be labeled as something negative. If you call out society's bullshit, if you call out modern women's bullshit, then you're the one that's punished. They're talking about who really has the power here in society. Look who you cannot criticize without getting in trouble. NavCT, hey, what's going on? Good morning, good morning. Yeah, everything's good on my end. I really have to address this though. And this is only towards the men. This has had nothing towards the women because, in my opinion, 99% of the women can't comprehend what a man has to go through. They can't. There's so much destruction you can't explain it less than what is. Man, this is only getting worse at this point. It's only getting worse. See, here's the thing. You can only get so far in today's society until modern women will use whatever they can within their power to silence you. And for a majority of men, it works. Women will use whatever they can, your social media, your reputation, your job, anything that has a man going good for himself. A woman will go out of her way to destroy a man's reputation and life just because she didn't like what the man had to say. It's the unfortunate truth of 2022. White knighted? No. No. It's a conversation that I overheard. And then when I interjected, these people, they couldn't comprehend. Once again, I'll definitely get into it in a bit. I'll definitely explain soon. All right, I see everybody here, all that stuff, blah blah. Okay. Let me begin. So today I went to the bar at noon just to go get some drinks or whatever, just to chill, have a good time. You know, just watch ESPN, see what's going on with sports. Because regardless, I love sports. And hour and a half, 2 hours passed until these group of women came in. And they were talking about mental health and how they don't believe in mental health, especially when it comes to men. They believe that anytime a man has an issue, he is 9 times out of 10 over exaggerating, which threw me off. Which, on top of that, not only threw me off, it pissed me off because I know at least 8 or 7 people in my life that eliminated themselves because they couldn't handle their own personal demons. And I'm talking about just men. They couldn't handle the demons, they couldn't handle the issues that they were going through, whether it's trauma from their childhood, whether it's trauma from war, whether it's trauma from anything, whether it's chemical imbalance in the brain. There's only so much that a man could take until he takes matters to his own hands. But these group of women that walked outside the bar said that it doesn't exist when it comes to men. You know, all these mental health issues. These men are over exaggerated for the most part. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking? Are you saying that? So you tell me that men can have problems of their own? And of course, I'm gonna do the devil's advocate. Of course, I'm gonna do the switcheroo and say, hey, so what about the women? What if the women have personal issues? What if the women have issues that's going up there in their brain? They flip the script and say, oh, well, that's different. I'm like, how the fuck is it different? How is it different? So you literally tell me right now that a man can't have personal issues, and if he does, he's over exaggerating? That really made me flip my shit. And then what's it called? And yeah, Mr. Plisson. I agree. The word two dudes that are all white knighting. Agreeing with these bitches. I think that's what sent me off the deep end. That sent me off the deep end. These two dudes actually agreeing with what the fuck these bitches were talking about. I'm like, really? You honestly, you men yourselves agree with these bitches saying that men are over exaggerating if they're actually having personal issues? Really? Like the audacity. Well, if he's able to go to a therapist, if he's able to go see a doctor and get a note and prove it, so you telling me that model women, they don't have to prove anything at all. They can just make up some random shit on social media saying, I'm depressed, I'm this, I'm that, I have anxiety. You'll be quick to believe it, but if a man has issue, he has to be proof? Really? Interesting. But of course, these dudes, they want to double down on what they got to say because I don't know if they're trying to get laid or not. But the audacity that these men don't have enough backbone to tell these women how it is. Because it's the fuckery about this whole thing is when I'm trying to explain it to these dudes and these women that, yeah, newsflash, men can actually have personal issues, they look legitimately confused. That was making me even more pissed off. A man having personal problems? There's no way. This is impossible. So that shows me, which this wasn't even the whole argument. It wasn't the whole situation. But the situation I told you guys, what tells me is that further proves my point of men only being used as a means to an end. Men are only as good as their productivity. Men are only as good as their status, as their power, etc. Because if you're going through your own thing, women don't give a fuck unless you're rich. If you're rich, they'll give a fuck. But if you're not rich, these bitches, they're not going to fuck with you. In fact, these females, white knights, and I'm gonna keep it real, even family members themselves won't believe that a man can have personal issues. They believe that you're overthinking things. They believe that you are over exaggerating and you need to relax. It is so fucked up. It is beyond fucked up. Let me see what you guys got to say. Ninja Fox. They did not interject. They actually came and say, "Hey, what do you think about the situation?" Well, I was drinking my Jack and Coke. I didn't interject at all. Ninja Fox, I hope you know there's plenty of alcoholics. Cause I don't see how I'm alcoholic, but just entertain what you're saying. There's plenty of alcoholics in history that have done phenomenal things. So there's definitely invalid statements on your end. Cots, they definitely forget that men are human too. They forget. I'm telling you. When I said this whole time for the last 6, 7 months, or even before that, for the last couple of years, even when I was in the comments, I kept saying that women see men as walking ATMs. That's it. Walking ATMs or some type of tool they can use. And where they're done with that tool, they just toss it aside. Well, Ninja Fox, I am clarifying the situation though. I was here just chilling my drink, and these motherfuckers they came over to the bar talking that crazy shit. Eventually, and then they wanted my opinion, and when I gave it to them, they weren't happy about it at all. Because of course they don't know that I am definitely red pill, and I am a gigantic advocate for men, especially men that definitely has personal demons. What makes it even worse is they weren't even drunk. I know how many drinks they had. They had 1 to 2 drinks max. They knew what the fuck they were saying. Island Herman, unless you're in the top 10% of men, women literally don't care about your existence. Yeah. Unless you're tall, you're rich, you're rip, you're handsome, you got a long shalom, at least 6 inches, 666. Pretty much Chad and Tyrone, Pookie and Ray Ray. They all have the mark of the beast. 666. It's just the audacity of these people having that type of mindset. Because once again, I don't care if they're sober. I don't care if they're drunk. In fact, alcohol, I see alcohol as a truth serum. It will just magnify what they actually think in their head. Because once again, once you drink alcohol, it messes up I don't know how to explain it. The thought process where you shouldn't do something or you should do something, where you know right from wrong. When you drink alcohol, that goes out the window. Courage juice, the courage serum, whatever the fuck it is. A lot of more people will be more bold to say or do things, even though they had 1 or 2 drinks, so they weren't even fucking drunk in the first place. These bitches and these 2 dudes out of nowhere really believe that men's issues are over exaggerated. And in order for them to even consider believing you, they have to get some doctor's note. They have to go over to a therapist or whatever to show proof they have anything. But when these bitches on social media bragging about, oh, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm anxiety, oh, this and that, they're automatically believed. Automatically. Which further proves my point. Yeah, JR, look at courage. That's all I was trying to say. Look at courage. And of course, me and countless other men, we've been through a shit ton of situations where we're like, you know what? If I wasn't a dude, you definitely have a completely different outlook. even when it comes to something as mental health issues. You will believe a woman right away because she's quirky. She's quirky, huh? Because she has anxiety or whatever, and she wants to mention that on social media 200 times a day. But right when a man finally opens up and say, "Hey, I got some problems." Oh, he's over exaggerating. Oh, he has to go to a therapist and get proof. You guys see the irony here? You guys see the contrast between men and women when it comes to having hard times? And I'm saying this right now, and I'm saying this with conviction because women, they have countless safety nets if they go through hard times. Men, we don't. If we don't have family or friends, we're fucked. We are on our own. Just imagine how many men on the streets right now, homeless because they can't handle their mental health and they can't keep their job and stuff. And they can't keep up the bills, so they eventually become homeless. And there is no debate towards this. There is no debate whatsoever. Nobody can dispute what I'm saying because it's true. And this is a little side note. This is why I tell you, gentlemen, do not mention any type of deep emotion. Don't mention any type of secrets. Do not pillow talk with women, gentlemen. Don't show shit. Because that's the quickest way for them to use it against you in the future. I've seen it many a times where bitches, they give no fucks. They'll go for the low blow if they feel you did them wrong. And then modern women have the audacity to act dumb, act stupid. Society have the audacity to act dumb, act stupid. Where men don't open up whatsoever. Because we know one false move, one false incident, one false situation, shit can go sideways. And whatever you told her, she's going to tell to the world. Because once again, she has social media. You really think she won't hesitate to tell social media? Do you know how many girls on your timeline, on whatever social media you have, airing out their ex-boyfriend's business, or hell, even worse, their current boyfriend's business? Society treats us as tools. That is the unfortunate truth. Society treats men as tools. And if the tool isn't working properly, they're just gonna throw it away and get a newer model when it comes to tools. Because that conversation I heard at the bar, and this isn't my very first time in knowing about this certain topic. I've known for years. It just today it really pissed me off. Because they are very extreme when men have problems, but the hell lenient if a woman has problems. But women want to be respected the same way as men, huh? But if you guys want to have a conversation about this, I'm definitely going to be inviting you guys very soon to the call-ins. See what you guys have to say. Because I'm sure you guys have your own stories about the situation of society, family, everybody in general. if you're not producing the way that they deem you as such, if you ain't producing in a certain way, they deem you as defective, and they're easily persuaded to toss you aside like you're a defective toy. But I'm gonna read these comments right quick, and then we're gonna start the call-ins because I believe this is beyond necessary to talk about. I want everybody to come in and talk about this. Unbound soul, they got plenty of help from society. They don't need yours. Don't help them. They're strong and independent. Let them figure out life on their own. Yeah. I brag all the time. They don't need men. Men are obsolete. That's why I don't hesitate. If you're not if you're not a family member, I'm not helping whatsoever at all. There won't be a I'll think about it or something. No, I won't help. Island Herman. I remember when the beer flu, when it first happened, there were so many posts about women breaking up with their boyfriends because they lost their job, which proves my point once again. I explained before in the previous live streams, Britt to law. When you fail to keep up with the demand that she wants, it's automatically game over. You can't stop it. Even if the husband has to quit his job for his well-being, where he's like too stressed out or something, she's already out the window. Young Buddha, I can't call right now. I'm about to go to archery practice. Go ahead, do your thing, man. I did archery in high school. Not practice, but for gym. Yeah, we did archery for gym. That's crazy, right? All right, y'all. I'm about to spam this bad boy right now. If you want to call in, go ahead and call in. I want you guys' opinion. So there's a StreamYard link right there. If you want to click on the link and come in to talk, I'm definitely down. But meanwhile, if you want to support the channel or the Warband in general, click on the link that I pinned on top of the chat and donate to paypal.me/Yeetus. 100% of the money will be going to the production of the channel or anything that the Warband needs. Okay? Because the higher the quality of videos we can give to you guys, the better. Thank you. All right, y'all. I spammed the StreamYard link. If you want to call in, click right now. Click that link. I spam like 20 links. But besides that, it's the audacity of today's society. That we made society so comfortable. They're so easy to forget who built it in the first place. They're too easy to just miss how men feel. You know, what they're going through on the inside. Because if there's a legit medical issue, once again, mental health, they're so quick to dismiss it. That's disgusting. Alan Hermit, definitely sounds like you're feeling down about this topic because of this mentality. And I don't know how many of you gentlemen went through the situation. I lost a lot of people because of the situation. I had plenty of people eliminate themselves because of the situation. Because they really think that men are just mindless robots. Men literally have to go and prove with a medical paperwork of them going through things, but it's some stupid broad broke up with her 16th ex-boyfriend. It says, "Oh, I have anxiety, I have depression." She's automatically believed? Really? It's just an interesting topic that I need to speak on because it is very pathetic, especially when other men co-sign what these fucking dumb broads were saying. Like these men think these men think they're all fucking high and mighty or whatever until they go through the same thing themselves, and the very same women that they co-sign, they don't give a fuck about them no more. These women will easily ditch the men, easily. And once again, I'm serious about this topic because I lost a good amount of people because of the situation. They don't take men's mental health seriously. But they'll take a woman seeking attention online very seriously. That's how fucked up things are currently. Here, I'm gonna spam one more time. I'm gonna spam the call-ins because if nobody chooses to call in, then I'll just end the live stream early. I just want to put this topic out here because the audacity of society treating men like this, then act confused on why men don't give a fuck about society anymore. Yeah, I see why. I see why MGTOW is expanding rapidly. I really do see why MGTOW is expanding rapidly. There's plenty of other reasons why MGTOW is spreading, but the fact that they expect men to be just emotionless, they expect men to have no issues, they just expect men to be super ATMs, and whenever that man runs out of money, he's useless. Or whenever a man expresses he's dealing with some shit, he's useless. But I have a caller right now. Everybody, welcome. Island Herman, what's going on, bro?
What's up, man? Yeah, dude, you are absolutely correct on this. Society, women, nobody cares about men's feelings or emotion. So, like, I'm not gonna lie, I struggle with PTSD because of a dramatic incident that happened a few years ago. I don't really want to get into it online, you know. I don't want to like put my whole business out there or dox myself or anything. But
Right.
yeah, dude, fucking, I literally can't get help for it. The most that they will give me is talk to a female therapist, which are essentially useless.
Have you tried requesting for a male therapist? Because I refuse to speak to a female therapist.
There like isn't any, or I can't find any.
Well, true. Based on that line of work.
Yeah, like it's all women pretty much in that line of work. And like if I did talk to somebody about it, I'd want it to be like an old army grunt like Terrence Pop or something, because he seems like the kind of guy, or somebody like him would actually be able to like help you and put you in the right direction. Now, if you were to talk to a woman therapist, I just feel like you would get a bunch of gynocentric bullshit, or they just wouldn't care.
Maybe it's because you don't treat her right. Like what? I didn't mention anything about a woman. Shut up. You need to treat her like a queen. Like what the
Yeah,
fuck?
and I'd be like, how the fuck does that have to do with what happened to me?
Yeah, like what the? I don't give two shits. No, you need to give a shit. Okay.
And like, you know, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fucked up human being. I'm damaged, and I think a lot of it has to do with I think we have this in common. My mom abandoned me and my brother when I was 13, and yeah, dude, it was fucked up. So like, she tried to make my dad look like he was the bad guy, and she brought me around this guy, and she said it was grandpa's friend, and it wasn't grandpa's friend, and I caught them like fucking kissing and stuff. And like, yeah, dude, it was all fucked up.
Yeah, it's insane. It is craziness. And I've also noticed, even as a child, you're told to suck it up, buttercup, especially by the females.
Oh yeah. And like dude, my mom didn't care at all. She she just thought she could do better than my dad, even though my dad owns his own business. He's in the music industry, and she just wanted to get back on the CC, and she didn't care that she was fucking abandoning her 13-year-old son. And I think my brother was like 11 at the time. And then she tried to make my dad look like he was the bad guy, even though my dad literally tried to do everything to make it work. And she left for like a dude that used to beat her up all the time. And then like I used to be like a straight A student. Like I would always do what I was supposed to do. And that kind of like put me on the dark path where I was like hanging out with the wrong crowd, getting in trouble. And then fast forward, that ended up to me going to prison when I was 19. And, you know, I got out and I got my record clean and everything. And I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do now. But like little things like that, especially when your kids will fuck a child up and put them on the wrong path for destruction. I just got lucky that, you know, I seen prison. I seen this is absolutely fucked up and I don't want to spend the rest of my life here. And I pulled my head out of my ass. So
I definitely agree, man. Like you literally had to rely on yourself.
yeah, my mom didn't come visit me at all when I was locked up. I didn't see her for like 3 or 4 years of my life. And then when I was an adult, she tried to come back into my life with her good buddy Jesus, because she was like super religious now. And I didn't want anything to do with her.
With a good buddy Jesus, huh?
Yeah, because she like, you know, born again Christian, like, yeah, doesn't make up for what you did in the past.
Yeah, don't you love that? They just use religion to act like everything will be erased and not even apologize.
Like, all right, maybe God forgives you, but that doesn't mean I have to.
Like, hell no, fuck that. Like, how about just say sorry? Like, of course, she ain't gonna take accountability.
No, it was always my dad this, my dad that, even though she was the one that cheated on my dad and fucking, you know, brought me around strange men who were grandpa's friend. And it's like, come on, like, you're really going to do that to your kid?
And then while you're an adult, I'm sure you didn't go to any females to express your difficulties, right?
Nope. Dude, anytime I was like dating a girl or talking to a girl and I tried to tell them my problems, it would always, you could just tell they didn't want to hear it. And a lot of relationships ended because of that. Because, like, if you show these women weakness, their pussies literally get dried up and they will throw you to the curb like trash.
Exactly. I'm like, and it's based on the like the conversation I had at the bar. It's like they really believe they really believe to the core that men shouldn't have any type of emotional or mental health issues, and if they do, they're over exaggerating and they have to bring proof.
Yeah. I even seen a short, I don't know, you've probably seen it somewhere. I'm sure everybody's seen it. It was a guy interviewing a guy and a girl, asking them like what they were looking for. And at the end of it, the girl was like, "Oh, that's body shaming. Guys don't have feelings." And it's like, what? What the fuck do you mean guys don't have feelings? Because she said,
Now,
basically, she was like, "I want a guy that's 6 foot tall, in shape, all this shit." And then the guy was like, "Yeah, I want a girl that's not fat, that fucking has got a nice booty and all this." And she's like, "Oh, that's body shaming." And then fucking tried to say men don't have feelings.
it's ridiculous. Anytime a man tells the truth, they pull out anything they can out their ass to make the man look bad. And it is insane.
Yeah, that's why I kind of just like, well, that's one of the reasons why I'm going monk mode right now. Because why am I going to put all this time, energy into females, these creatures that really don't care about my existence other than what I can do for them?
I agree 1,000,000%. And if you have, how do I say, if you don't meet 99% of what they want, it's game over.
Yeah. And like, I don't really have a hard time attracting women because, like, all right, people will tell me I'm built like a human pit bull. So it's it's not hard to get them. But like once they because I got like the bad boy look, but once they realize I'm kind of just like a chill dude and I just like work and I'm not really that exciting, they're they're just like don't want nothing to do with me anymore, pretty much.
Man, we're gonna talk more about that in a bit. I got something to say, but we're gonna add somebody to the call.
Sounds good.
What's going on, Malaysia 17? You there?
I'm here. I'm here.
You sound far away.
My phone actually. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, it's just a little static, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
So
You realized one day you woke up, been lied to your whole life from your family, society, friend, all that.
I can't understand Malaysia at all. You're gonna have to fix your mic or something.
Yeah, we can't hear you, homie.
Okay.
Just come back. I'll invite you if you're able to fix it or anything.
Okay.
All right, peace.
Peace.
What's going on, Ian Blades?
How you doing? Good evening.
Doing great. It's just I had to address something that I had to talk about today when I was at the bar. You know, where like these women and these two white knights. I agree, Mr. Pliskin. These two white knights openly agree that men, they literally they over exaggerate if they have any type of mental health issues, and men have to show proof of anything if they have any type of mental health issues. But women, they can literally just say anything they can think of and they're believed right away. But men, they actually have to get some type of documentation to get some type of validation. It's crazy.
Well, we're all supposed to be non-feeling incels, aren't we?
True, but that's true. It just astonishes me. Like they really believe that if any man has any type of mental health issues, they're over exaggerating and they need to bring proof.
Well, I've got OG that I tattooed on my own calf, my right calf, and a little skeletal frog. That was to mark my passing the suicide stage of 35 to 45.
Right.
And yeah, I've had some, for every success I've ever had, there must be 10 things that kick me in the bollocks.
Well, I had to talk about this today. Yeah, I think I'm not done talking about this, even after this live stream. I'm just gonna start because I take this personally. Since I had people eliminate themselves over this.
Yeah, this is definitely a very serious topic. And like for that incident that happened to me with like the PTSD, like dude, even like my own family members don't care. I like try to talk to my dad about it. He'll be like, "Oh, that was like 3 years ago. Why are you still worried about that?" I'm like, "Dude,
Like, you really think it's not that much of a big deal? Really?
no, it's like, well, because they didn't live through it, so they can't like you know, they don't know what it's like."
What's it called? They don't want their son to be weak, quote unquote.
Well,
You
I just think it's, you know, they didn't experience it, so to them, you're making a big deal out of nothing, and it's like, no, dude, like,
But I guarantee you, if they had a sister, if you had a sister, they'd be singing a different tune if she says something.
oh, for sure. Like, I don't have any sisters. I just got 2 brothers, and but I'm sure if I had a sister, dude, they'd be fucking babying the shit out of her.
Ian Blades,
Yes.
do you have a story of when you or somebody else wasn't taken seriously when you were going through a bad situation?
Well, it's been many over the years. I mean, just recently, a couple of months back, I was very, very low, you know, contemplating ending it all.
Did you notify anybody, like family,
Yeah,
friends?
I spoke to the doctor and they're just like, "Oh, would you like some pills to take?"
But no, I don't want no fucking pills.
And the pills just turn you into zombies. They gave me some a few years back. It was just after my mum died. And I went out to chop wood and it nearly gave me a heart attack.
Yeah, you just feel like nothing taking those certain pills.
Yeah, and a slightest bit of exercise and my heart would race. It was horrible. So I just stopped them.
Did you notify your brothers or like with your situation of being down? Did you let them know or?
Like, who do you speak to is the problem.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure you've seen that video where the girl is asking, you know, men, who do you talk to when something goes wrong? And every single guy goes, nobody. We don't have anyone, really.
That's facts, though. All facts. We really have nobody to talk to about this. And see, even in like, all right, like we have this male space. Like, all right, look, we're men talking. We're all red pill aware. So we're able to share ideas. On the outside world, I guarantee very few of us know people that are red pill aware at all that we could share these things with.
I
Well,
agree. Yeah, I agree.
I almost didn't phone in because, you know, I've been on like every time you've been on. I don't want to over welcome myself too much, you know.
Nah, it's all good. We have plenty of time today.
But we have nowhere else to talk about these things. Who the hell can I speak to about anything in the moment?
Which irks the fuck out of me when these grifters, these chameleons coming to the manosphere, taking advantage of men that's going through the similar situation.
Oh, that's quite funny because I actually it was Jack Murphy that took me out to that black fog. Well, not Jack Murphy. It was Hammerhand and Chronic roasting him. I have not laughed so hard in so long. I mean, I went from being really dark, thinking about suicide, to like just pissing myself laughing.
Yeah, every time I hear the name Jack Murphy, I just like giggle to myself. I can't even take it serious anymore.
Cuck Murphy.
Yep, him and all the other pieces of trash that take advantage of the young man's wallet, or a man actually trying to find some good guidance. It really pisses, like, I take it personally. Which is why I give no fucks. I don't care about what happened with Cuck Murphy. I don't care. I really hope he gets worse. I really do.
Can it really get worse though than what's happened to him already? Like any worse, I think he's gonna self-delete.
Ah, shit, I don't give a fuck.
Me neither, but I'm just saying, like, he already got caught putting things in his butt. Does it get worse than that?
Yeah, it can get worse. I can think of a couple things.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess.
When Chronic came on and said there was something about him being gay, I just put Jack Murphy gay into Google. And the damn thing came up with those pictures. Oh, damn. I nearly puked on the spot.
He hit it pretty well. I didn't even know that shit even existed.
And see, here's the thing. Like, personally, I don't give a shit, like, what Jack Murphy does on his free time. But, like, when you try to, like, grift and be like, I'm an alpha male and buy my programs and shit, that's when I have a fucking problem with it.
Exactly. It's the fact that he lied.
Yep.
Oh, I'm going to stop you guys right quick. Paranormal Soldier, thank you very much for the $10 donation. Just the tip, man. I don't know if that's a sexual innuendo, but I definitely appreciate your donation. I have a cool project going on, unless under Chronic he wants to speed up the comic situation. We won't be throwing all that money over there. But continue what you were saying, Island Hermit.
Where did I leave off?
Shit, good question. I forgot.
All right, I do got one thing for the chat though. So this, when I'm feeling down and I'm feeling like all fucked up, what helps me, and this is probably why, like, I don't know, I look the way I do, is like I go to the gym and it really does help. It's like my therapy. I'll take all the bullshit, every bad thing that's ever happened to me, how my mom fucked me over, the people that were mean to me throughout the years, just everything you can think of. And I will channel that shit into a workout. And then when that workout's over, I feel so much better. And you've actually channeled the hatred, the anger, the sadness into something that's actually good. And you're like kind of able to let go.
Yeah, being angry in the gym is perfect.
Yeah, because you're going to just take it out on the weights and then, you know, you're going to make them gain. So,
what about you, Ian Blades? What is your way to get through the hard times?
I've always been sort of a wilderness type person. I was born in the mountains. I go to the mountains when I want to be alone, just me and the dog and that. Also, you know, I've climbed several large, very high peaks in the Himalayas, and obviously diving. When you stand at the bottom of the ocean and look, and there's nothing between you and America, it's a bit overwhelming.
Well, that's pretty good, especially the diving part. You don't have to hear no crazy noises or nothing.
Oh, the strangest thing you'll ever do is go night diving because it's pitch black. and most people have never been in pitch black. I mean, even
That just sounds terrifying.
all you've got is just your torch beam. I remember I was in Malta. We were doing might have been one second night dive, I think. I came around the corner and I took my torch beam into a cave, and the Virgin Mary was there.
Wait, you saw the Virgin Mary? Are you talking about the statue, or is like?
It was a statue. It was still scared the shit out of me.
Oh, I was about to say. Oh
I
shit,
said-
Virgin Mary.
Virgin Mary at 20 meters underwater. Like, ah!
Yeah, freaking a ghost of the Virgin Mary.
Shit, I probably thought I died at that point. I'm like, damn it.
Did you go diving in fresh water or salt water?
Mainly it's been in the sea. I've dived a couple of rivers, but they're usually kind of murky.
Oh yeah, I'd be shitting my pants, afraid of sharks. Especially that's when they like to hunt too at nighttime.
Oh yeah. Don't go out diving in Miami at night.
Yeah, like the early morning and at nighttime is when they like to feed. So
But what was it not last year, the year before? 150 people died from taking selfies. That's 5 times the amount of people who were killed by sharks.
Why am I not surprised?
I mean,
Yeah,
one guy walked backwards into a volcano.
hey, was that in Hawaii by chance?
Yeah, it was.
I think I heard about that. Some fucking bitch was like trying to get as close to the lava as she could, and she fucking like slipped and just fell in.
Yeah, I think it's Waimea.
Hey guys, I'm at another person.
Cool.
What's
Well,
going
Mary.
on? Real talk, what's up?
What's poppin', boys?
What's up, dude?
Just chilling like a villain. Do you have something for this topic?
Yeah, I had a real good friend of mine. It was actually the first person I kind of grew up with who had gone through a lot of trials and tribulations in their lives. Like they pretty much never had their mom around them, so he never really got like that affection or nurturing. And then his dad was like an ex-boxer fighter. And he was pretty crazy. Like the guy, I guess I heard stories of how his dad and his uncle back in the day when they were adolescents just used to beat the shit out of each other, just used to pulverize each other. And this guy would get real physical with his son. We played on the same like church basketball team. And he was a real good point guard, complete clown. And he'd always put a smile on your face kind of dude. Did decent in school, but he was real hood, you know, like he just had a way about himself. Hung out with like a lot of the school rappers and shit. So he was just one of those off the wall, got along with everybody kind of kids. And basically all throughout his adolescence, when we were playing church ball together, this kid was pretty much just getting mistreated from his father. His sister was the favorite because he had a twin sister. So this story is, it's got a lot of angles to it. So I'll try to cover everything from how I can recollect. But basically his sister was the favorite. She basically would, you know, have her dad go to the grocery store, buy what she would like. He wouldn't get anything, you know, no snacks. He would just get, you know, whatever his father would be making that day, or, you know, whatever there was else to eat. When it came to school, he would let his sister get like all the clothes she would want. He would basically like not get half of what she got. It was always like very unproportionate. She was a star athlete. You know, he was just trying to get his shit together. And, you know, like, I think it was senior year comes around. This dude comes out like for the track team. Didn't really run before, but comes this like 800 meter sensation. Carried their 4x4 team to like the States. And on video, you see this kid pretty much like our high school was behind, I think, by like at least 40, 50 meters. And he hawked the kid down and put us up by like 50 meters. So he was just kind of like a breakthrough kid, never really got the love and attention. And his dad beat the living shit out of him on a regular basis. And not too long after school, kind of like disconnected, go to college. and he essentially starts to go like down this dark path for a month or so, like posting real dark things. And I didn't have any social media at the time. I actually like deleted my social media, or I only had Facebook, but he was on Instagram, and he was just posting these things like pretty much every day for 3 weeks, and everyone was seeing his feed. You know, people were reading it, but no one was really responding. And finally, one person reached out, "Hey, man, are you all right?" And not too long after that, he supposedly shot himself, killed himself. I think maybe him and his dad might have got into it. Something could have happened there, but real good friend. And, you know, it was like his sister was always getting the love and attention. And then he pretty much proved himself to be worthy, you know, of his dad, his crazy dad's like expectations. And it's like he was just so imbalanced from his childhood and on that he never, I don't think he felt complete or adequate as this society deems men to be. You know, the amount of pressure that he was under at that time. And like, it's probably the most empty feeling I've ever felt as far as a close friend, because it's like, if I would have seen that type of shit, I was giving this kid a ride home every single day from like, instead of playing school basketball, we played church basketball. We could have played school. We were really good athletes, but we just said, fuck it. So like, we had a close connection, and for me to lose a friend and not be able to reach out to him to see where he was posting that type of shit, it was just like, man, not just on his dad, not just on his mom, not just on the favoritism, all that, but how many people saw him in a dark, deep, depressed time, and they didn't say anything. It was like that bystander effect. You know, when there's a car accident, people kind of drive by and creep real slow just to see if someone's guts are hanging out or if someone got fucking, you know, decapitated. It's like, that's what people were doing, and they didn't give a fuck about him. But if it was a chick posting that sort of dark shit, oh my God, like the whole simp brigade, the White Knight Brigade would have came out and just like threw themselves at her, you know, like, are you all right? If it was his sister, you know? So I'm going to just keep it at that. But like, just a really touching story. And it has the male female dynamic there, has a social media dynamic there. So like, what's kind of crazy is there's another kid from the same church basketball team a few years ago committed suicide. So I'm just blown away that, like, you know, kids from my like youth going through things, men, not women. There isn't one girl that I know who's gone through that sort of thing. So like, it's a fucked up topic, man, but like, this really has to be talked about, because there is not enough time spent on the pressures in our lives versus the opposite sexes. And I'm not trying to make it a versus battle, but hey, I got 2 kids on one church basketball team that committed suicide, you know, that were just good kids. They just didn't feel whatever type of way, man. It's just fucked up.
I agree 1,000,000%, man. That's why the elimination rate of men it dwarfs women by a fucking landslide. Because men, unfortunately, which is the reality of the world, can't go around and complain and moan and bitch about everything.
Can't play
Because
victim.
we can't. There are no, like I said earlier in the live stream, there is no safety nets for us. None. Unless we have close family or other men to help, we're fucked.
Yeah, Elliot Hulse was talking about this. He said there's no safe spaces for men. There's safe spaces for women and all these other protected groups, but for men, there are 0 safe spaces. He's got a real good speech that I suggest everybody listen to. It's called Toxic Masculinity. It's one of the greatest speeches on masculinity I've ever heard.
Yeah, fun fact, Elliot Hulse is the first person I've watched when it comes to working out on YouTube. So
yeah, he's one of the OGs. Him and then the Hodge twins.
yeah, the Hodge twins, yeah.
The Hodge twins are the shit, dude.
Good show.
Yeah.
All kinds of gains. All kinds.
It is insane. It is crazy how we literally had to go look for other male strangers on the internet for true advice on life. You know, uh, especially when your dad is hard headed when it comes to certain questions, or your
Oh yeah.
parents, or your parents in general, just really like really stubborn on certain questions where you don't want to ask them. Like you just know that it's just gonna get out of control. It's just like, oh, why do you ask me that? Why you ask me that? Huh? That's a pretty dumb question if you ask me.
A lot of
Like,
people are trying to live up to their parents' expectations and please them, and it's just not possible.
right. Sometimes it's for many parents out there. It's just never enough, ever.
Yeah, it's like my dad, dude. It's like no matter what I do, it just never feels like enough. Like, I'm kind of like the black sheep of the family, and I'll try to talk to him about things, and like most things I can't talk to him about. And like especially like politically, we don't agree at all. Like he thinks Joe Biden's a good president. So
Yeah, I see what you're saying, man. But I'm gonna add one more person.
all right.
What's going on?
What's up?
Producer Tim, what's good?
Hey, I'm back. It's like I've never left.
Yeah, this is a serious live stream I had to talk about today. Do you have anything to contribute to this topic?
Wow. It's funny because you're talking about men's health, right? Men's well-being.
Yeah,
Like
and
mental
how-
health or just health in general?
mental health, because society in general, they really don't take it seriously, and that's why the elimination rate of men are just skyrocket is way up there.
And COVID made the self-eating much worse. Man, I've got personal stories for days, but just generally speaking, Drex and I are doing a like this week's episode is going of the podcast is going to be about men's health, and I do think mental health is a central aspect of your entire well-being. The others being, of course, your physical health and your financial health, and all three of them are so tightly interconnected. Right? When your back hurts, you better believe that your mental health is being stressed. And likewise, if you are depressed or if you don't have a good life at home, you will find your physical ailments are worse.
Yep,
You're really easy to get sick.
Yep.
And then, of course, money just is everything. It's really,
if you're depressed and stuff, it's a lot harder for you to deal with work.
Mm-hmm. People who are financially secure can call in and say, "Hey, boss, I need a week. You don't have to pay me. I need a week to get my head on straight. I've whatever I'm working on. I gave it to coworkers, or I talked to the client and they said, yeah, we're okay waiting a week for this. And I'm just gonna go hop on a 4-wheeler out into the bushes of northern Canada and camp for a week. And I'm gonna go get my head on straight." You can't do that if you're struggling to make payments or if you're behind on payments.
I agree with him. I agree 1,000,000%. That's a big thing, That's why, luckily throughout my young adult life, I had people constantly telling me, focus on your savings, focus on your credit score, focus on investing.
Fuck your credit score, man.
Well,
that's your social score. That's your social credit score.
Social credit score. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Look,
but
you
don't spend your money on the stupid stuff.
Well, they will give you student loans regardless of your credit score.
Yeah,
they will give you car loans as long as you put something down.
Right.
And don't get a mortgage. Don't do it. There are other ways. I mean, if you really, really want to own a house, go out to the burbs, buy a plot of land, and build yourself a house.
So you
'Cause you
so
can
are you
put-
saying pay off the house 100%?
Well, then, because the problem with mortgages is they make you a slave. They make you a financial wage slave.
Yeah.
And a bank has you by the balls when you own a mortgage. All the other loans are shorter term.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, I know where I'm going to be in 3 years. I have a pretty good idea where I'm going to be in 3 years. So I'm going to go out, take out a car loan for $10,000. Right? I'll put $5,000 down. I'll go get a $10,000 loan, and I can have any car on the lot. Right? If you can't get a decent car for $15,000, you're doing it wrong. And then what you do is you go buy yourself a used pickup truck for $1,000 off someone, put it in your garage, and be like, okay, this is the hobby car. All right. Whenever I want to go camping or I want to go 4x4ing, this is the vehicle I'm going to work on. Because then you don't have to worry about getting this huge loan, but you're doing the equivalent. Car payments, $200 a month, $300 a month. You can put that exact same thing into a used car and you'll end up with a very similar result.
I agree. I agree.
And see,
the house is the one thing that you just can't. It's so difficult to obtain a house any other way other than a mortgage. But one thing you can do is if you got yourself a plot of land, build a tiny shack. Especially if you've got folks who own a farm somewhere, build yourself a tiny shack, man.
And see, the best thing is if you're a MGTOW and you're a minimalist, the money just piles up. Dude, I got more money in my bank account than I've ever had in my life. And I've actually been thinking about doing that. I'm looking to get some land on the big island of Hawaii. I'm probably going to get like a school bus conversion or some sort of tiny house. I'm going to get 2 to 3 acres and grow my own food and just live off grid. I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens because a lot of crazy shit's happening in the world right now. So I don't want to move there and they got a bunch of crazy mandates or something I got to follow. So
yeah,
but I got the money to do it.
Some people in the chat seem to be agreeing with me. The mortgage is the one that's going to keep you in prison for a long time. Everything else is shorter term. You can plan around it, right? Like I own 2 vehicles. I did get a car loan for one of them, but I put $5,000 down and I walked off the lot with, like, I just chose whatever was most economical. I have a town car that gets me around for my work. And then last spring, a buddy of mine put a pickup truck for sale. They broke it and he's like, it's a fixer upper, but it'll roll off the lot, but it needs some work done. And I'm like, yeah, we'll do it. So a couple of us, I'm not very mechanically sound, but I have a good friend who is a former roommate of mine back from the college days, who is really, really good at mechanics. And he doesn't take much. You bring him over, you feed him, and you give him a couple of drinks. And we just spend the day chatting, shooting shit, working on the vehicle. In that time, we have replaced leaf suspension on the rear axle, U-bolts on the drive shaft, new transmission. We got a scrap transfer case from a scrapyard, put that in, 4 new tires, a little bit of work on the interior, some work on the door. And I took that truck all the way to Nova Scotia this summer. And then I had it in Minnesota again, too. So, I mean, I've got my money's worth. And you'll find it's very rewarding, too, to just work on something like that.
Yeah, it's a good thing to learn mechanical engineering. I mean, I've got an Audi TT parked outside, Mark 1. That cost me $2,000 of what it would be for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, 210 horsepower sports car. Damn piece out of me, man.
And
Nice.
you learn so much. You learn a lot of really useful stuff just working on cars.
Yeah, I stripped the entire engine and put it back together again.
So
do you agree that a lot of the men that are eliminating themselves is because of financial woes?
I don't know. Sorry, I think I'm chewing on mic there. Let me.
It's all good.
I think a lot of remember, men are doers. right? We just and everything we do, or I guess when a problem presents itself, we put an action plan together and we do it. Sometimes you get into a place where you think that the self-yeet is the only solution to the problem in front of you. And men are very successful at self-yeeting. I think, God, it's an old statistic, but I think it's like men are 2/3 more likely to successfully kill themselves than women.
Yeah.
Well, because I was told that women are more likely to do it for attention purposes, in the sense
Yeah.
of they're way more hesitant to take themselves out, and on top of that, they're doing it in order to get the attention of other people.
Yeah, when they're doing it for attention. When men do it, it's like we're doing it for real. Like we're doing it once. Our lives are done. Like dude, like I've seen women like try to kill themselves like 10 times. It's like you couldn't get it right all 10 times. Like you're just doing it for attention.
Which I'm not saying they don't have issues. I'm not saying that. But
I also think the self-yeet statistic is actually underreported because I told you I had personal stories that I could probably go through all day. One particular that comes into mind is a younger buddy of mine just couldn't take the lockdowns anymore. And so he grabbed a bottle of pills and a fifth of vodka, and he said, whatever happens, happens. Technically, he died of an OD.
Yeah.
But that was absolutely a self-eating.
Yeah, he actually took enough to get the job done.
Yeah, most guys know how the body works, knows how drugs work and how alcohol works, right?
Yeah.
He knew what was enough to take that he wouldn't feel a thing.
And when it comes to the women, where they try to yeet themselves, it's definitely not to, because once again, like you said, Ali Herman, men, they take they yeet themselves in a way where the job will actually get done.
Yep.
Whether it's guns or car crash, I don't know.
Yeah, like the women that I know like did like stupid shit, like tried to take a bunch of pills or cut themselves, like stuff that like really wouldn't, like stuff that was obvious, like you're just doing this for attention. Because like you said, when guys do it, they're putting a gun in their mouth or something like that, and it's it.
Yeah, with the women, I see it coming. With the men, not one man that actually did it. I've seen it coming. I haven't.
I actually had a guy at my work who tried to hang himself. Like he had like kind of like a bunch of fucked up family issues, but he was like a mega simp, and his girlfriend worked with us, and his girlfriend would always flirt with other dudes at work in front of him, and he tried to delete himself over that girl so many times, and I would try to drop red pills and tell him, and he just did not want to hear. He's like, oh, but I love her. I'm like, dude, come on. Is this useless 304 really worth taking your own life?
Yes.
Yes. Seen it before.
Very few people actually. I've always wished there would be an exit survey in heaven.
Survey in heaven.
Yeah, an exit survey in heaven where you get up to the gates of St. Peter and they're like, "All right, rate your self-yeeting experience." And they're like, 9 out of 10 would self-yeet again. They've said people who jump off the Golden Gate and survive, they said that they regretted it while they were still falling.
Because they don't realize, which I'm using a Robin Williams quote, they're using a permanent solution for a temporary problem.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, too, is if there was a lot more clarity around what happens when you die, I think a lot more men would take the... It would factor stronger into their calculus.
Yeah, and especially...
Here's the thing, though. Nobody is ever going to know what happens until you die. Is it, do we go to a magic city in the clouds? Do we burn in a lake of fire for all eternity? Do we go to purgatory? Does nothing happen? It's
The Lake of
it's a-
Fire is
it's
only
the
if you're
great
gay.
mystery.
Well, damn.
And I've seen how late you are for streams, Yeetus. You are going straight to the Lake of Fire.
Hey, I'm all. Hey, it better be hot and terrible. I'm gonna
I
get pissed
kind of
off.
believe in reincarnation. I've had some weird dreams and memories of things and places I've been to, and you're like, I've been here before.
What? Were you a bee?
No, I think I was a human being, but you know what I mean?
You talking about deja vu?
Like reincarnation, people coming back and they can actually remember. I saw a story in Mexico where an 8-year-old kid could remember who he was and where he lived, and his parents took him there. And he said they met what was his ex-wife, and he said, if you go upstairs and look in my suit pocket, you'll find one singular Marlboro cigarette that kept me from smoking. And they went up and there was a cigarette.
I call bullshit.
Yeah, and they did nothing to the kid. Like that kid will be dragged into.
Okay. If
Well,
reincarnation
reincarnation
is a
has
thing,
been-
do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I live in a haunted house.
Paranormal activity would have a sufficient explanation for what that what the kid did. I just think the whole story is fabricated. Like there's a story in the UK where like a 13-year-old boy fathered a kid, but it turns out that the woman, a 16-year-old girl, just did it for attention. She was actually cheating on the 13-year-old boy with an older boy, and he's the one that got her pregnant.
Yeah, I heard about that story.
Yeah.
I heard
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, but of course, the 13-year-old father, right, which means that the kid was conceived when he was 12. The 13-year-old father made much better headlines, and I'm thinking that's what happened for this 8-year-old Spanish or Mexican kid. Is they fabricated a part of it because they're like, oh yeah, this was an interesting coincidence, but if we just change a few details, now it's an unbelievable story.
Well, reincarnation is the tenet of 4 of the largest religions in the world.
Yep.
Well, in my
Buddhism
opinion,
is very big on it.
by my opinion, if the kid was actually accurate, if he was like legit accurate, I don't know why the government didn't drag that kid to do tests on that dude.
Oh no,
Right?
that kid's in Area 51 right now.
Literally, if he was actually accurate,
Experimented on.
I've
the
seen a
government's
video.
like, you're mine.
Yeah, the CIA would have abducted him already if there was anything to it.
All right.
I will
So
say
what do you
oh, go ahead.
what do you guys think happens when you die? Do you think that's it? Or what are your guys' opinions on this?
So at the moment, I think that's it.
Yeah, same. I think that's
Or-
it. I think you're worm food.
Or going to a certain place that I can't comprehend.
This stream's getting kind of dark.
Oh, no, I was really
We're
legit
talking
with
about
it.
mental health. It's bound to get dark at some point.
Yeah, it's going
Yeah,
to
I
get
guess.
really. We just scratched the surface.
Yeetus
Oh,
sounded dark as soon as he opened the stream.
Oh, rip.
Oh, damn.
I didn't do anything. He just left. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
his internet or browser crashed probably.
Or the
Anyways.
CIA is like, not today.
To add to the, if you're Christian and you do self-delete, believe it or not, it's considered one of the highest sins
Yeah,
and one of the most selfish things to do. So there is no heaven for you there. You're going to the technical hell, whatever we're supposed to consider it.
That
Well,
same thing for the Quran
for some people-
as well. So
Yeah.
For some people, hell is better than whatever is here on Earth.
I think they've turned Earth into hell. That's what us men have to live into or live
Be a
on.
boy, be a little boy coming up through public school right now, and tell me that there is anything in hell worse than a public school for a little boy.
well, all right, you're not wrong. All right.
All right. So I have an odd belief here, and this. So I subscribe to the infinite universe theory. That there, and in fact, it's actually a derivation thereof. Every single decision made at every point in your life creates a fork in the infinite universe's path.
singularity.
So can
Well,
you?
no, that's not what that is.
Wait. So can you explain deja vu then?
So deja vu is okay. So hang on, let me back up just a little bit.
Okay.
When you have critical decisions made in your life, you create a pretty major break in the timeline. A break that, if time travel was possible, you should be able to go back to. But it's currently not possible, so don't think about it too much. Don't break your mind thinking about this too much. But every time a decision is made and that split in the path is created, there are now a infinity plus one of you. The person who, if you had made the other decision, those consequences. And then the life you live right now, when you make whatever decision you make, you are living those consequences. When you make a decision that results in your death prematurely, I think you transfer from one timeline to another.
You think like the multiverse theory, like Earth 2, Earth 3?
Infinite universe, infinite timelines theory.
Wait, so isn't that deja vu at that point?
Yes. So deja vu is at some point you experience something in a timeline before your previous timeline. But then when you hopped timelines, you had to live that experience over again.
So pretty much like a saved game.
Yeah.
Didn't scientists legit say this could be possible?
Wait, Alan Herman. So it's pretty much like a checkpoint or like a respawn.
Yes, exactly. And so deja vu is, and it's funny because Metal Gear Solid had a very good way of handling this, right? If you call paramedic or or Campbell in Guns of the Patriots after you died, Snake's like, I have this feeling like I've been here before and that someone shot me and I died. Right? Like I literally think that there's something to it. And whenever you have near death experiences, the whole thing of life flashing before your eyes is the hopping of timelines.
Can you give me 1 second, Producer Tim?
Yeah.
Pragmatic man, multiverse is bullshit. It's just religion for scientists. Well,
he's not wrong. No, 100% he's not wrong. I describe myself as a scientist. I'm not religious whatsoever. I don't go to church. I've never been to church. I don't believe in God or heaven.
How's it bullshit if you don't know how big the current universe is? Just saying, pragmatic man. Just saying.
Anyways,
it's going out there. It just makes sense. Like, so, you can't say it's bullshit.
Mountain climbing actually is kind of how I developed this theory because there have been a lot of close calls I've had where you make. So, when you're on some of those steep pitches, when you're climbing mountains, you make one mistake and you're suddenly gravity's got you for another 2,000 feet until you hit the ground. You have a lot of time to think about what you've done.
Yeah.
I think when you make a decision of which rock you're going to put your hand into to hold on to, you create a break in the timeline. If you had chosen a different rock, perhaps that rock falls out. And that version of you dies, transferring your consciousness to the version of you that selected the correct rock.
Producer Tim, give me 1 second again. No, you don't know how big the universe is. You know how big the observable universe is. You don't know how big the actual universe is.
Actually, I do know how big the universe is. It's about.
Well, if you want to use that, that one theory.
The one theory is the universe is about half the size of your mom.
Oh, I'm not surprised. No, I'm not offended at all. Shit, I don't give a fuck about my biological mom. Fuck that.
The universe is always expanding, so it's infinite, right?
Just like your mom.
Fuck my mom.
Tim, are we back in middle school? What's going on here?
Yo, mama.
He said that to the two people that don't care about their biological mom.
Yeah, I don't give two fucks about that bitch. Anyway,
yeah, mine wasn't that cool either.
How you say? Yes, there's such thing as bad mothers. Chat. All right, let's put it out there. So yeah, when it comes to
Rickfront says try jumping from an airplane. Well, if you've made that conscious decision, you jump out of that airplane, you hit the ground, and then you transfer to someone who is like, oh man, I really don't want to jump out of this airplane. I have so much to live for. Could you imagine Could you imagine how disappointed you would be? You're like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to selfie eat myself. And then you just respawn in the exact same version of the universe, minus the fact that you went through with it.
Wait, so if the multiverse theory is real, does that mean there's a version of Jack Murphy that's straight?
Yes.
That's actually Alpha.
And
Yeah.
didn't do all the
There's
weird things.
there's also a version of Sir Yeetus that shows up on time for a stream.
What do you mean? I started the stream. I started the stream early today.
Yeah, it did.
2 hours early.
Late and gay.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
And that could mean that there's a version of Jack Murphy that's even more fucked up.
Hey, there's a version of the universe where Sir Yeetus' real father is actually Dave Chappelle.
Honestly, I would not like that.
Yeah, because sipping for him would be so much weirder.
Oh no, because he can roast me to oblivion. But in all seriousness, when it comes to men's well-being, is being more obvious than ever, and women isn't hiding anymore. Society isn't hiding anymore at all of how they truly feel about men. You know, it's get to that point where they are really boasting about it. Boasting how men are just walking ATMs. Men are just a means to an end. You know. And that is making a lot of young men not feel good in the sense of they'll be feeling some type of way. And that's how they divert into the black pill eventually.
Yeah, I was just going to say a lot of men are probably turning to the black pill because of that.
Yes, because with all these things happening, it wasn't as bad in 2013, but right now it's getting out of control to the point where it's more and more men that go through the red pill rage. If they do, will more likely than not go towards the black pill.
Yeah. I'm surprised no one pointed this out yet. The Infinite Universes theory is somewhat the premise for Rick and Morty.
Yep.
I mean, okay, so first of all, I got to say this because everyone's going to spurg out in the chat. Rick and Morty is a garbage show. I do not like it. No. Okay, hang on.
What? No, dude. Rick and Morty is funny as shit.
Yeah, I like
Especially if you're high.
No, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It has terrible storytelling, and the character of Rick Sanchez is either very based or very cucked, depending on which episode it is.
It's funny regardless.
It is funny. It is funny, and it is a unique premise for a show. Like I haven't seen any other show do the whole multiverse, infinite timelines thing as well as they do, but they just describe way too much to convenience.
How so? What do you mean by that?
So first of all the tools in Rick's body, I guess, how he just he could just spawn weapons out of his asshole.
Well,
awfully convenient.
Didn't he say he's the smartest Rick or the smartest being in the universe?
Which is a dumb way. Think of it this way: if you were the smartest person in the universe, would you ever tell another soul?
No.
So the smartest person in the universe is the one who doesn't actually say they're the smartest person in the universe. Because apply this logic to any other thing. If someone tells you I'm the biggest alpha Chad in the world, do you believe them?
No, not even close.
No, quite the opposite. I think you're beta if you go around telling everyone that I'm alpha. I'm alpha. Look at me. I'm such a man. I'm a real man's man.
My name's Jack Murphy.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So it literally no other aspect do we take someone's word at face value when they say I'm the greatest or best blank. So why should we start believing Rick the same way? I'm scared of the person I don't know is the smartest in the universe.
Well, do you believe it's because it's one of Rick Sanchez's flaws of being arrogant?
Which wouldn't make him very smart then. I mean, he should be able to be self-aware enough that he's like, yeah, I'm arrogant. I'm going to suppress it.
I'm just saying, like, since not too many people are able to go toe to toe with him, he just.
But that's plot convenient. Rick Sanchez is literally One Punch Man with a sci-fi backstory instead of doing 1,000 push-ups backstory. Right?
Well, isn't it?
He's got plot armor of convenience.
Well, there was a couple times where he got himself into a jiffy.
If you think about it, Rick and Morty is just a fucked up version of Back to the Future.
Well, yeah, that's where the show was based on. Yeah,
it was inspired. Yeah, I think Roiland said that was his inspiration for Sanchez.
But I like how at least the last season where we see more and more of Rick Sanchez's flaws, like it started to become more prevalent. While what's his name? Morty became more and more smarter.
Evil Morty. Well, no, I wouldn't say smarty. Morty's getting smarter.
Or more
Morty's
aware.
getting more psychopathic.
You talking about the Rick's Morty?
Yeah. Rick's Morty is getting more like the theory is that Eye Patch Morty is simply C-137 Rick's Morty in the future.
In the future.
Yeah, so
I think I heard that.
C-137 Rick's Morty becomes Eye Patch Morty later in at the end of the show.
Is that why
you can see the Morty that we know, right? The main character Morty. You see his descent into psychopathy. Do you remember like the very first time he killed something back in season 1 and he had a 5-minute mental breakdown?
Yeah.
And now he's got entire episodes where he's committing entire genocides. He'd make the Nazis proud with his killing efficiency.
So is that why Evil Morty is nonchalant towards Rick's Morty? Like, just pretty much telling him how it is. Like,
yeah,
it's only a matter of time.
I think because remember I don't think people realize this enough, but the multiverse also includes forward and backwards at all infinite points in every timeline. Which again is convenient because Rick's portal gun ideally would allow you to step between the present moment of every available timeline.
Yeah.
But the portal gun alone wouldn't explain how you can go backwards and forwards along the timeline.
So, do you predict that for the next season, there are going to be more and more issues between Rick and Morty?
I think you're going to see Rick become more Morty and Morty become more Rick. Like they're eventually just going to switch places.
The fact that
actually there is a theory that Rick is literally Morty 60 years in the future.
Really?
I can see it.
How'd that work?
Yeah,
How
literally
that work?
Morty became Rick. He changed his name to Rick Sanchez and then grandfathered himself.
And then,
once you get like time travel and multiverse, things tend to get confusing.
Yeah, but so Rick, in theory, Morty will eventually become Rick 60 years in the future. Will he? Actually, no, I'm thinking too far ahead because I'm thinking like, how will he create his own family if he wants a family?
Well, again, that's the grandfather theory, right? Can you be your own grandfather?
Yeah.
You definitely can't be your own father. That would make a mutant baby, which actually was in season 5. Very disturbing. That's another issue I have with the show is that that didn't need to be a thing. That entire episode of Morty's sperm and Summer's egg is like, oh man, could it have not have been literally any other woman in the Rick and Morty universe?
I don't think I've seen that episode.
Yeah,
true,
Rick Morty inadvertently creates an incest baby with his sister.
Oh God, Jesus Christ! Anyway, let's get back on topic because clearly the chat is not happy about us speaking about Rick and Morty.
Yeah, we've gone way off topic.
Yeah, we want to go. They want us to go back to the serious shit.
I've got a question.
What's up?
You were mentioning Morty or the other guy becoming a psychopath. Have you ever took the psychopath test?
What?
I think I've taken one of the ones on the internet. Hey, Yeetus, I got to step out there. Drex is waiting for me to do some recording.
Oh yeah, you got a show tonight.
Yeah, and then we'll be putting it out tomorrow. So look for that on the feeds. Make sure you're subscribed. MGTOWN Podcast on YouTube. You can also get the audio-only version on MGTOWN.libsyn.com. I'll put the link in the chat here.
All right,
if
man.
you need something to listen to on the long car rides.
Yeah, he's in a chat. Okay. All right, man. Thank you for joining, man. Yeah, I didn't expect you to join today, but
yeah, no, I
was
just saw you
definitely
streaming. I was like, I'll jump in.
it was a good conversation, though. This is something.
Yeah, hopefully I
to
gave you
think
something
about.
to chew on. Let's see you guys.
See
A
you,
lot
dude.
less- Peace out.
Peace.
You know, a lot less doom and gloom. I'll give you that.
So, what do you think men can do to help, like, kind of help themselves in this situation, Yeetus?
Surround themselves with men that actually care.
I agree.
Because there's not much else to do in today's society whatsoever. There's not much that a man can do to get any type of help if he has any personal problems. A woman with the tip of her fingers can get hundreds of men to do her bidding with one post on social media. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of what her help can be. You know, which is why I don't really give two shits about a woman's problem. Unless
They're endless.
health related or whatever. Huh?
I said they're endless.
Yeah, it's endless. And a man, literally, one slip up, society will just abandon you like you're nothing. Like it's a completely bitter pill to swallow. Not gonna lie, even for me, it's a completely bitter pill. The fact that one false move, one slip up, society think that you're worthless. You're a worthless piece of trash.
Yeah, and that's why these men's spaces are more important now than ever, because there's really no other places for men to turn to. And like just like certain people in the manosphere, like people legit would not be alive for them. Like men like Terrence Pop, men like TFM, and fucking, you know, just all the OGs. Like guys would literally have deleted themselves if it wasn't for this space. So the space is very important, and it makes me sad that guys like fucking Fed and Simp and these fuckers are grifting off of it.
Yep, Cuck Murphy, Roma Army, Lauren Southern, and a shit ton more people. Rollo.
You could
I
put
don't
a
see
lineup.
I don't see
Go
how
ahead.
people fall for the Roma Army. Like, dude, she's got an OnlyFans. She's using everything she can to leech off these men. And like, I've seen her nudes on Reddit. They're not special. If anything, they fucking dramatized me.
Well, that's
Scar.
right.
But I'm gonna add these two people real quick. Mayor Mercules and Brandon. What's going on?
Yo,
What's up,
yo,
guys?
yo.
Puniti, Brudas.
Puniti.
Puniti.
So, Brandon
House of the
Trueblood, I'm gonna
Box.
start with you because you've been waiting for a while. Do you have anything to contribute to this topic?
Well, I completely agree that having the men's spaces is a great play, you know. But we as men also have to be willing to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, definitely, because there's literally
know,
little to no help among society. Only men can uplift other men these
And
days.
especially older guys like me, you know, we've been taught our whole lives, don't share your problems. That's a sign of weakness.
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
That's
you need
number
to-
one thing we've all heard is man up.
Man up.
Men don't cry. Yeah.
So, you know, being able to talk about self-deletion is, you know, it's something we need to be able to do too.
But you heard
Not-
about.
Not just have a safe spot.
Well, there's a video here. I I forgot where the video where a man literally had a men's rights convention, a small convention, wasn't even that big, and then all these SJWs and beta soy boys came over and literally harassed the man.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucked.
You know, just because it said men's rights, men, you know, it triggered them. They thought, oh, well, you're part of the patriarchy. You're part of the problem. We gotta beat you down.
That dude was just trying to understand why his close friend committed elimination.
You know, and there's other places where, you know, if we're feeling a little bit of, you know, self-deletion coming on, I always go to the VFW. You know, when I start thinking about blowing shit up.
And do you have a story yourself or an experience to give us?
Well, I, you know, it was indirect for me. I just went and fucking hung out at the same place with people who I knew, and we didn't talk about nothing. But it was safe in there, you know.
Right.
Go to the VFW, have a few beers. You know, you don't have to talk to anybody. I'm talking literally just sitting down, having your drinks, playing pool, not saying a fucking word. And then you get out of there and you don't feel like killing yourself anymore.
Literally, men don't need much. Like, men rarely have to say words to have a good time.
Just time with the boys. That's really all we need. It's time with the boys.
It is. That's why the gym's so important.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
another thing is time with nature.
Yeah, that's a huge one. Getting yourself out into nature, allowing the sun to beat on your skin, getting fresh air, diving into some natural, clean running water.
Start a fire, cook some fish you caught. Like
that's
Just
one
Inhale
reason.
some smoke.
yes,
That's one reason why I want to move off grid to the big island of Hawaii. The area where I plan on moving has over hundreds and hundreds of miles of just hiking trails.
But Tim, I gotta say something about this. Tim Elgato, see, I would like to be left alone too when it comes to men going through tough times. But it's pretty interesting how when I'm with the boys, I'm truly able to open up, and not once, at least for now, not once I had the boys going around gossiping to all these people. Ooh, you heard about Sir Yeetus? No, not one of my close friends open up about the issues I tell them or what they tell me, because it's between the boys, and you can't do that with your own family. You know, it's unfortunate. That's why with your own family, whether it's your parents, siblings, or your girlfriend, child, whatever it is, that's why men, for the most part, said, you know what, I just want to be left alone, because in all seriousness, we can't trust them to actually shut the fuck up about it. They can't comprehend. The only people that can actually relate is your homies. Like, it's your close male friends. That's why I want to be left alone until I'm with the boys, and then I truly let them know what's on my mind, and they'll give me the best advice. Similar to the Warband. You know how many people I have to talk to in the Warband? Help them out? That's what it's about. You know? It's something that, unfortunately, society looks down upon. Is men looking out for one another. It's crazy. You got something to say, Mayor Mercules?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest issue that a lot of guys face, aside from the societal conditioning to sequester your emotions, not let them be seen, not have those you be heard, is that when you do get together with the boys regularly, there's always people in society that look at you like, oh, this is just a bunch of gay dudes. They're gay.
Mayor, you're going BB boob up.
It's a sex toy.
No. Can you hear me, Mayor?
I can.
All right, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Did you
Hey
catch all
guys,
that?
I gotta take off. I gotta run to my work, and then I gotta get ready to go to the gym. But I just want to say it was good talking to all you guys, and this is a very important topic. And one thing everybody can do is go to the gym. Go to the gym is legit therapy. Like, it's one of the things that stopped me from doing stupid things. It stopped me from ripping people's heads off.
Yep. How men
Channel
solve
all that pain, anger into a good workout, and you will feel 1,000 times better after.
how men solve their problems is through aggression. And in order for you to not go to jail, definitely go to the gym.
Dude, if it wasn't for the gym, I'd probably like already be in jail or fucking done something stupid, man. It's probably why I like really got into like bodybuilding and shit, because like it was the only place, it was like my temple to do what I want in.
That makes sense, man. But I'm not gonna hold you up, bro. Are you going to show your channel before you head out?
Yeah, if you guys want to check out my channel, Island Hermit RP3, I mainly do like shorts, and sometimes I talk about fitness, so I'm helping a bunch of the guys in the Discord get in shape. So if anybody's in the Discord and they want to help with like health or nutrition or anything, hit me up. So
It's all good, Island Hermit. Thank you for joining. Enjoy your workout. And Puniti.
Puniti, take care, gentlemen.
Peace. So, Mayor Mercules.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a story or an experience to tell us about men going through tough times, especially with mental health?
I've got probably too many to really go through. But I can tell you that the men that I know that have struggled the hardest were the ones that bottled it up. They didn't talk about it with anybody. The typical response that you get from a man who's really going through the shit when you ask him how he's doing, I'm all right.
Hey, Brandon, I'm at to mute you right quick because of the background noise.
Okay.
All right, I'll unmute you. I just gotta hear what Mayor has to say. All right, go for it.
You know, the typical response that you get from a lot of these guys who are really going through this shit when you ask them how it is, how are you? They tell you, I'm all right.
Fine.
And that's it. It's always, I'm all right. Well, you know what, brother? I'm all right too. We can be all right together. But you got to open up. You got to open up at least to your brutas. Don't open up to your woman. Do not open up to your woman, especially if it's something that is really weighing on your heart enough to jerk some tears out of you. Do not share that with your woman. Regardless of how she acts in the immediate moment and as supportive as she seems in that moment, when push comes to shove, she will ultimately use that against you.
Always.
Yep,
Yeah.
I constantly keep telling them, never ever do it. No matter how sweet and innocent she may portray herself to be, she won't hesitate. If she feels like you did her wrong, keyword feel, she will do a 180 on you and use everything you told her against you.
And she'll keep it locked away for maybe up to a year and then use it in an argument.
Shit.
just to hurt you.
They'll keep it locked up for a half a decade or more.
Yeah.
Well, it's the locking up may just not be to use in an argument. Believe it or not, some of these girls have such checkered past where, you know, they had such a attraction towards, I forgot what that term was for, like the criminals or the thug. Like there's a particular clinical studied name for it, where they just desire them, and it's the Pookie, the Ray, whatever the particular name is. But these girls, they'll pretty much like try to ask you a million questions about your finances, and ultimately they're going to set you up. There was a older black dude. I think he went down to Brazil or Colombia, started a restaurant, met some native down there, and she set his ass up. And I mean, the whole place, she pretty much had signed over to her. Like somehow she swindled him. But at the end of the day, that's another thing you guys got to really, really be careful of, is every single time you open up, no matter what it is about anything, literally anything. It couldn't even be emotional. It could be financial. It could be particular possessions. I mean, they just, nevertheless, they have ammunition. They use all of that for, you know, and you don't know their history, and then they'll reveal it.
Yep.
As especially, and I'll say it like this: as you get closer with them, and you put more of a sexual imprint on them, they say like, "Oh, I feel like I can be so comfortable around you." I hear that shit, and then they start saying things that make my stomach turn, and then it's like, all right, time to go. Like any more connection to this particular person is going to be very detrimental to me and everything else connected to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to throw that out there, because it's not just what they'll say emotionally to like kill you in an argument. These women today, they will set you up. They'll do whatever they can to get over on you. They'll try to blackmail you. I mean, these women, you see so many stories of men falling victim. They're either getting their whole wealth and bankroll swindled, or they're getting their life taken and the bankroll swindled. So that's another thing. These guys who have
their freedom.
Yeah, their passports. These passport gang, a lot of guys that are going across the world to other particular countries and starting enterprises, they're getting taken advantage of the native women there. So it's like, we just literally have to have our heads on a swivel, because they want to take advantage of us, because they really do think we are that gullible and dumb to where we fall for the bait. And it's like, not when we have these circles, these spaces. You know, this is like therapy. Like, we're all bringing these real world stories to captivate. There is an issue that needs to be discussed. And if we don't, you know, come together on this, there could be more fallen soldiers, you know, and that fallen soldier could go to the Fred and the FOD and other avenues. So, yeah, that's all I got to say, boys.
What about you? Actually, Ian Blades, you have anything more to say? Anything else?
I was going to say, we've also been brought up to be protector of women.
Which is true. I agree.
I remember about 20 odd years ago, I was living in Stamford, England. It's a very old, ancient city. You know, lots of 16th century buildings and so on. And anyway, there's a Tunisian translation school. You know, Tunisians come over to learn English. And these guys would follow girls around the town. And a lot of the girls expect us to give them like a protection, walk them home. And it's like, no, for one thing, you're fucking ugly.
Hey,
No, I don't think you need to worry about that tonight, lady.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm going to risk my life to walk you home in case some Tunisian weirdo pops up. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and what's my reward?
What's that?
What's my reward for risking my life, my well-being?
No puniti, no protection.
Yep. Either dead or in jail.
No monetary gains. Nothing.
Yep. Just dead or in jail, pretty much. That's
And the next night that she needs somebody, it'd just be another person walking her down some dark alley.
Yep. And that's the cold truth. She likes me for me, bro. What are you talking? Shut the fuck up.
They literally see us as a resource and nothing else. A resource that they're allowed to grape whenever they want.
And they think that they control.
Back in the day, 20, 30 years ago for me, like if a woman needed a favor from you, she would cook for you. And
she'd bring you some baked goods or something.
Well, yeah, something. You would get some type of feminine exchange for your masculine input. It wasn't always sex. In fact, most of the time it wasn't sex.
No, a sandwich,
I never had a
better anyways.
I never had a problem, like helping an old lady clean her gutters out when I knew that at the end of the job I was going to get a beer and some home cooking. That was no problem.
It was a fair exchange.
Something for something.
Yeah, which majority of women today, they want everything without
something for nothing.
Yep, putting no effort whatsoever. But before I end this stream, because if you guys want, we all gonna be moving to Manic Mechanics live stream, because I guess he's playing a Cut Cold Simulator. I guess there's some type of update.
Is there a new update? I haven't heard about this. What's the new update?
John Murphy's in it.
Oh, John Goldman?
Yeah.
And they're putting actual seasoning on Jack Murphy's beard.
Yeah, my apologies. That's for later. Right now he's playing Friday Night at Freddy's.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Do you have anything to say, Brandon, when it comes to the topic, to the chat?
Well, if you're gonna monk out, there are places you can go and find yourself a place of, a fortress of solitude. And I suggest that you do that. You don't have to, if you want to talk to somebody, there'll probably be somebody around you can talk to. If you want to do it online, we're always available. There's lots of us out here who will listen. Because most of the time it just takes listening. And if you want your solitude, there's plenty of places that have free land. If you don't mind moving to the middle of nowhere.
Definitely. Your peace is number one.
I know in Kansas, where I'm hanging out, there are at least a dozen towns that will give you free land if you build on that land and have like an internet job like I do. And that's how I got my place.
Hell yeah, bro. Thank you. Thank you for joining the live stream. Do you want to show your channel before you head out?
Yeah, it's Brandon Trueblood, just like it's spelled on the screen here.
And go ahead and put the link in the chat if you want, bro.
All right. Peace
out.
All
right. Peace. Puniti.
Puniti.
All right, Ian Blades, anything for the chat before you head out?
I was just going to carry on from what Brandon said. If you're going to be on your own, I suggest you get yourself a dog.
That is true. Get a dog.
Yeah, probably a male dog as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the same mindset as you are.
The only thing that is the most loyal besides another man. And of course, man can't betray.
Dog's even more loyal than another man.
Yes.
You lock your homeboy and a dog in your car and leave them there for 2 hours and then come back and open it and see which one of them's happy to see you.
You're right.
Yo, your homie's gonna be pissed, bro.
I should have gave me those $3, bro.
I'd be disappointed in my homie because all of the new cars have that little access in the back seat. You shouldn't be getting locked in a trunk, dumbass.
That is true. I definitely agree. Get a dog, man. Get something that will be your therapy. You don't have to confide in a woman. The last thing you want to do is confide in a woman. Thank you for joining Ian Blades. There's definitely going to be another live stream tomorrow.
Good. I'll be here.
All right, peace out, Puniti.
Puniti.
Peace out, Ian.
Peace.
So what about you, Real Talk?
I mean, there's an endless amount of words that can be spoken on the topic, but there was a guy that used to call in on when Black Ram 313 used to have big panel discussions where guys with 300,000 subscribers, even Kevin Samuels is on some of these. Dr. BOA was on them, and he would say, his name was Nagone. I think Nagone 11. He'd say, get your mind right, get your body right, get your money right. One of those combinations, but mind first, like you have to understand thyself. And once you start to understand certain foods that you can eat, certain like digestive patterns, not eating like just however you spread out your meals, getting your energy right, your sleeping, the amount of water you're taking in, like all these things, like we're all different. We're like different machines. Like you all have to understand like how you function the best, and then like strive on that, like knowing yourself, and then from there see how you feel, because we can all go through all these trials and tribulations, these tests, these roadblocks that are put in front of us. But if you're out of whack, like your diet, your sleep, whatever it may be, get that in order first, and then from there see what you feel like, because like it can feel like the end of the world is coming, especially with what we have to live through right now in the Western world, so I don't know about those guys in caves and like living in the exotic places like Island's talking about, but like we're kind of living through this meltdown of society, so we got to keep our minds steady. Composure is everything.
I agree, man. I agree.
Absolutely.
Oh, you have something to say, Mayor?
I'm agreeing with that. Composure is everything. Keeping your head right in a stressful or chaotic situation is very important.
Yes. Keeping your masculine frame, keeping your composure, being mentally aware of your situation, it will definitely help. It won't be the cure, but it will definitely help with the difficult situations that you're in your life. Because once again, men, we are problem solvers. In 2022, we have no choice but to problem solve our way out of our mess, because no one else is going to help us. It is what it is. But Real Talk, thank you for joining.
Appreciate you guys. Great discussion. I wish I would have tuned in earlier. I just got off work when I first logged on, but yes, I gotta rewind it back, man, because I'm sure there was a lot of gems dropped, a lot of game.
Oh, it definitely was. It had to be mentioned, but I will have another live stream tomorrow.
For sure.
Right on.
E.T.
Right.
Uniti.
Peace.
And now you, Mayor. Do you have anything for the chat?
I got 3 things, and
Okay.
I'll break them down. I've said them before, but I'll break them down a little bit.
Okay.
When I say build yourself, this is an entirety from your mental capacities, your intellectual knowledge, as well as your body, health-wise. Build yourself. That's point number 1. Point number 2, build your castle. Get your home right. Make sure everything in your home is in order. to kind of go a little Jordan Peterson, make your fucking bed, clean your fucking room. And the last one, build your kingdom. Once you got your house right and you got yourself right, you can then begin to expand your territory to include those around you and make your neighbors become part of your kingdom.
I agree with all 3 points. Hope you guys are writing this down because he's definitely dropping gems. Especially
Build yourself.
Yeah,
Build yourself, build your castle, build your kingdom.
exactly. And once you're able to do that, everything will fall into place. And once again, on top of that, everything will be a lot more clear. It won't be the cure, but it will help a lot.
Absolutely. It'll get you on the right path. Any difficulties that you come across in life are going to seem like a cakewalk. You know, if you had early life struggles that seem like you'd never actually get out of it, once you build yourself, build your castle, and build your kingdom, you could come across something that is 10 times worse than what you've already experienced, but you're prepared and you can get through it. You will get through it. We will get through it.
That's true. Do you want to show your channel?
Yeah, go ahead and follow Mayor Mercules here on YouTube. You can follow me also on Twitter, Mike Oxstrong at Mayor Mercules. Most of the stuff that I do on Twitter is heavy political, really trying to call out their bullshit as much as I possibly can. I'm really just doing what I can on that platform until I get banned. I welcome the banning. If you get banned off of Twitter, you're probably doing something right.
That's true. But Mayor, tell the chat, how much do you weigh?
I'm a $140.
Okay, so
I'm 5'8", a $140.
Okay, so Mr. Bang, your mom is correct. If you see the chat.
No, I didn't see what it is. What's the chat?
It says right here. Wrong. Mayor is 140.
Oh yeah. Hey, damn.
I'm like, huh? All right. He's very accurate on that one.
Yeah, I can bench more than my body weight, and when I do chin ups, I weight myself with 70 pounds.
But thank you very much for joining, man.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, this was an interesting conversation out of nowhere. It's just an experience that I dealt with today. And I feel it was a good idea to talk about it because this particular topic is definitely not talked about enough.
No, it really isn't. And again, it's because we as men have been conditioned to just bottle it up. Man up and stop crying, right?
Yeah. But
just share it with your Brutus. Share it with your Brutus. Don't worry about the female's opinion about your mental state. The only person that it really matters to is you. And if you need to express it and get it off your chest, do it to your Brutus. They're prepared enough to deal with that.
Because society will reject so quickly. They don't care.
And again, your woman is going to get overwhelmed with that emotion.
Yeah.
And later she will use it as a weapon against you. Your Brutos aren't going to do that. Some of the things that they tell you in that immediate moment when you're venting and letting it out may hurt. It might feel like they're twisting a knife on you, but it's the truth, and sometimes the truth fucking sucks. But your Brutas are the only ones that are going to give you the raw truth.
And the raw truth is definitely needed. Men don't like lies. We like the truth. Because we can't afford to operate on lies and possibilities like women can. So, thank you, Mayor, for joining. There's definitely going to be another live stream tomorrow if you're available to come back on.
What time were we thinking?
This time, definitely noon.
Okay.
Central time.
All right, so that's 2 my time.
Yeah, if you're available.
Yep. I can jump on.
All right, man. Thank you for joining Poonie T.
Puniti, take it easy, and if it's easy, take it twice.
Exactly. And now it's just me. Thank you guys for joining this live stream because this conversation was definitely needed. This topic is not talked about enough, and this won't be the last time I will be talking about it. So, now that I'm done the stream, I want everybody to join the Manic Mechanics live stream because he's playing a VR video game called Five Nights at Freddy's. I will spam his link in the chat. Thank you for coming. This is Sir Yeetus. I hope to see you guys tomorrow at noon. And I'm out. Peace.